Mohammed, Dal. Mohammed, are you here? Mohammed, so tell me, what goes in the blank? They could have, okay? I'm on 100% agreement with there. Is it certain that they'll have affected children? No, it depends. But they can have. So thank you, Mohammed. Answered. So can have affected children. All right, cool. So one of the practical consequences of this is that many autosomal recessive diseases are a surprise in the family. Like the story I told you at the beginning of the genetics section about those two people who married and turned out to be carriers for a very nasty autosomal recessive disease. They had no family history of this. But when they got married, it happened they were both carriers, and so they had affected children. All right, another one to do. So if both parents affected blank children affected. And it's the same deal, right? It's the Mad Lib. Always, no, some, none, maybe, yes, no, whatever. There's a word that goes in there. What's the most appropriate word? Think about it, talk to your neighbor, and I'll call on somebody. All right, so get a consensus, and then we'll call a name. All right, let's see. So Corey Patterson, Corey. So tell me. So if both parents affected, all children affected. That's absolutely right. Thank you, Corey. So in that case, it's because both parents affected, they're both little d, cross little d, you got only little d kids. So that's absolutely right. All right. There's one other thing. In solving pedigree problems, there's some really useful details. There's phenotype and genotype. Right? It turns out you know something about these. So I'm going to ask people, what do you know about the genotype of an unaffected individual, independent of how they're related? And that's the best way to start a pedigree is, okay, just look at people, don't pay attention to who they're related to, just based on their phenotype. What do you know? So think about these, talk to your neighbor, I'll call on somebody to give me the whole suite of what do you know about genotypes if they're affected and if they're unaffected. So think about it, talk to your neighbor. This is a useful tool when solving these problems.